Well, there's like a science, they say, that if you travel in at a time zones too often.
So when you mention that, like, you think people are just aiming for strength?
There's no other gym that even compares in Canada, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm the biggest or the strongest guy there, but at least I know every time that I'm lifting, like my eyes are blood red.
Are they going to do everything that you tell them to do?
Right.
Or are they going to pick and choose what they want to do? If you're going to pick and choose what you want to do,
I think it increases your life expectancy from last I heard. Like walking, hitting more legs, like it boosts your testosterone.
I think a lot of people stress, man, like overly, and they really don't have to.
So last and my favorite question, what are you most grateful for in your life? Hello everybody, welcome to A Little Perspective. This is your host Nikhil and this is your host Pranav. And today we have a very special podcast. We are here with Tim Fleming. How are you doing today, Tim?
Good. How you guys doing?
So far so good, can't complain.
Yeah, looking forward to the conversation.
Day is good? Yeah, cool, me too.
How's your day been?
Good. It was busy.
It's hot.
Busy morning.
It's hot.
It is hot. This summer has just been like insane, man.
I feel like
I don't know what happened in the summer. It was
that's
like,
a good thing though. Come on.
It was either really, really hot or it was just stormy and crap. And then it would just get real, real hot again.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that it's I don't know.
Better than
the snow, man. Come on.
I'd rather have 30 degrees than minus 30
Yeah,
degrees.
exactly.
Any day, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Right, so we always start a podcast with the guests giving a little intro about themselves.
So obviously you guys know that I'm Tim Fleming and I run and operate Tim Fleming Fitness and Nutrition. I am a PT, online coach, chef, nutritionist. And I'll cut the list there, but that's because that's good enough. I work all over the country, really. I'm based out of Calgary. I do live in Regina most of the time, and then Calgary other times. Or if I'm traveling, then it's usually like hotels or Airbnbs. But I've been in Regina now for coming up on a year, just about a year solid.
How do you like Regina from all these amazing places you've been at? I'm not shitting on Regina, but still.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah.
I do like Regina, actually.
Yeah.
I liked Regina. When I first got into the city, I was staying at the Belfort downtown.
Okay.
On Vic Park. That was kind of an eye-opener a little bit, being right in the downtown core, considering that I came from Northwest, beautiful suburban Calgary. It was a little bit of a shocker, but yeah, Regina's a nice city. I've been in so many cities from Vancouver all the way east to Halifax, so
right.
They all kind of after truthfully, like after you spend a year traveling around, after a while they just all kind of look the same.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
right.
There's like good parts, bad parts, suburban, nice neighborhoods.
And plus, in your case, like you're just doing this for work, right? It's not like you're going there for sightseeing.
No,
yeah, it probably it probably happens on the side.
It does happen on the side.
Majorly for work.
You get some downtime.
Yeah.
Like if I have clients booked in one city and they're because I travel for my online clients.
Okay.
So if I have a week's worth of clients all booked up, but then I have like a Wednesday afternoon free, I'll go check out the neighborhood and go check out the cafes, the shops, the bakeries.
Right.
If I have family in the city somewhere, like whenever I'm in Toronto, I always visit my brother.
Right.
And or if I have friends, and I've been fortunate enough actually that I do because I travel so much that I have friends like everywhere.
Right.
So whether I'm in Regina or whether I'm in like London, Ontario, like I know somebody for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what have you checked out in Regina? Because like we are always looking for like new places to go to.
So if Regina, I would go like food wise.
Any place. You said cafes and you'd like check out a lot.
I tell you the best coffee. I'm going to give Everyday Kitchen a big shout out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's like my go-to.
Okay.
Because the coffee in there is it's I don't know. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
And the love they put into everything is just so good.
So like at my workplace, somebody goes to Everyday Kitchen almost every day and brings us a big bag of donuts. Like the donuts are so good.
The donuts are killer.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from them as much as I can though.
Right.
But they always have the sandwiches. They always have like turkey, chicken.
Oh, nice.
And the bread's really good. They have gluten-free options, which is like super easily digestible for me.
Right.
So sometimes I'll hit up the GF bread, but I'll just load up like double meat.
That's like high protein diet. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I always hit up like coffee every time I go, and I get an Americano with honey and cinnamon.
So you mentioned like you have a lot of clients like all over Canada, right? And you travel for your online clients.
Yeah.
So is your dealings majorly happening online, or you have more clients in person? What's the split looking like?
Last year it's always been more online.
Yeah.
It's always been more online. Last year I was at a gym here local in Regina, and I had a full roster of clients. I had 2 hours. I probably put in about 9, sometimes 10 hours days.
A day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just doing one-on-ones.
And that's for a year straight?
And that was, it would say it again?
Like that was for a year straight? Like you mentioned last year?
That was just about a year for straight. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was about a year.
10-hour days for a year straight.
10-hour days for a year straight.
That's awesome.
It was pretty close to burnout.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And so like when I ended up leaving the gym, it was kind of like, it was definitely a blessing for sure, because I know I needed the downtime. And then I took this summer, I just took some time off. Mm-hmm. I didn't travel as often. And then the summer before I came to Regina, I did nothing but travel. I was like across the country, I think 4 different times.
Right.
And it was good. It was cool. I'd love to travel, to be honest.
Yeah. Right.
But when you're sleeping in one time zone and then you end up 4 hours ahead, your body has to like readjust and immaculate to, oh, it's not 4 in the afternoon, it's 8 in the afternoon. It's 8 in the evening, or it's 12 o'clock lunch, depending on which side of the country you're on. So that was tough.
Yeah.
Trying to get used to sleep all the time. But you get used to it after a while.
Right.
As long as you don't do it too much for too long. And they say it's not good on the head. I don't know what
But like, what do you mean?
Well, there's like a science, they say, that if you travel in at a time zones too often,
Yeah.
then there's like side effects that come with it. I don't remember what it's called.
Have you felt them? Like
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I have before, yeah. I traveled like last year, like I said, like I traveled so much, or not last year, the year before, that I did. There was one time, and I went from, I think it was, I was in Kelowna, Vernon, Lethbridge, Calgary, stopped here in Regina, went to the East Coast,
Oh wow.
and then came back to Calgary.
Yeah.
Went back to Regina, back to Vernon. So I was like in and out
Just
of
jumping ship.
3 hour and 4 hour time zones. Yeah.
Right.
Within 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, that's insane.
And it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like my brain and body just couldn't figure out what time it was.
Right.
So it was like 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
And I'm going, man, I got to go to bed.
Is like what, jet lag?
Because it was like,
Jet lag is like when you have it once, but I think this is some other term for this.
there's another term.
Oh, okay. That's
Maybe we should
different.
ask Chat.
We should look it up after.
Chat knows. Yeah, we'll look that up after.
So you mentioned that you had your own catering business, right? And
Yeah.
you have your own catering business. You
Yeah.
also have these clients that you're serving. How
Yeah.
do you manage that?
So, and when I started online, it was just in the thick of COVID. Like I trained and coached guys forever. Like back in the day when you would like write a program down on a piece of paper and just hand it to somebody for a couple of dollars, and never thought in a million years that the internet would come out, and then we would have this wonderful world of online coaching that everybody, their dog is now an online coach. So it didn't really take part until after my chef and culinary career was kind of done. Because I hung up my jacket for the last time in 2016, 2018. That was it. I was finished. But when I do nutrition plans for clients and I'm traveling, we'll always get together in their home. So I kind of combine it that way. So if they say, I had a recipe, but I just couldn't get it right, I'll just say, well, let's just get it out and let's go to town. We'll go in the kitchen and go to work. So I kind of incorporate my culinary background into my online when I travel, or for my clients, even my online clients now. But I never really incorporated the two of them together because being a chef, it was just not enough hours in the day to do both. It was just way too hard.
Right. And like for people that don't know, Tim and Nikhil over here. So Tim is actually Nikhil's coach. So that's actually like everybody should know that too.
Yeah.
So Tim, how did this coaching thing come to be? Because first of all, I actually want to take it way back. How did you get into fitness? Because everybody has their own reasons. Right?
Everybody's got their own reason into fitness. For me, it was like it was like a safe haven. It was just like going to church.
Really?
It was like this quiet space that I didn't have to worry about what anybody said. It was the one place you can work on yourself, and no matter what you put in, you get back. If you put nothing into it, you get nothing back. So, and then, I Rob Baker, big shout out. We met in the gym at a local spot in my neighborhood, and then we started working out. And that was like, that just planted the seed. I was hooked. Because I could see I was able to I took up running. So I would run around my block.
Okay.
And I didn't know crap about nutrition at the time.
Yeah.
So I would just eat whatever I could. My poor mom had to I don't know how she kept the fridge full because I just ate everything.
Yeah.
I'd take leftovers and take them into my room. I would just eat everything I could.
Right.
But I would just run. So I learned early, as long as I stayed active, it didn't matter how much I ate. Well, to an extent, I guess I was a kid. That I would always just stay in shape. And then, so I just kept at it. I just kept at it and kept at it. And I kept at it and kept at it. To the point where I outgrew the little tiny gym that I was in. I just maxed everything out. There was nothing more that I could lift. So it was, well, where do I go now? So I got to go find a local gym somewhere. So I started going down to a place called New Bodies. And
that's in Halifax?
that was in Halifax.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Clayton Park. Or it was in Bedford.
Right.
And I would go in there and, I'm too young. I wasn't of age to be in a gym, but I would sneak through the lineup. I would wait for all these big monster men, and then I would just kind of hide behind.
Yeah.
And then just kind of sneak through the desk.
Yeah.
So what people your age would do for clubs, you were doing for the gym.
I was doing for the gym, yeah. When everybody was sneaking into the bars underage.
That's what I'm saying.
I was sneaking into the gym underage.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and they would, you're too young. You just can't be in here. You got to go.
Right.
So they just kicked me out. But I was hooked. I had the seed planted. So I was like, if I don't go to this one, I'm just going to go to somewhere else. And this one's pretty easy to get to. I could hop on my bike and sneak out, and if I had to, and go to the gym on a Sunday afternoon and tell my mom, well, I'm going down to my buddies.
Yeah.
And then I'd just take off and go down to the gym. But eventually they just caught me enough times, and they were just like, you can't be in here. You're going to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
So I just said, okay, well, what if I came and cleaned the gym at nighttime? And they were like, what? I said, what if I came and cleaned the gym at night? I come after hours and I'll work out, and then I'll clean the gym for free, and then I'll just lock up and leave. And Shara, the girl who was managing the gym, who I still talk to today, she was like, you're insane. What? Really? And I was like, yeah. I just want to come here to the gym and work out. So eventually she said, okay, we'll give you a chance. It's free. I mean, for them, it was a bonus because they didn't have to pay cleaners to come in.
Right.
I just cleaned the gym. Right. So I would go down, pedal on my bike, go down there when the gym closed, and get my workout in. I had magazines, and I would follow the workouts that the bodybuilders did. And then I would just go hit the gym, get my workout in, eat my leftovers from supper, and I'd go and clean, and then I would just go home.
Man, that's true dedication there. That's crazy.
So you were underage back then. You were cleaning the gym. What was your parents' reactions?
My mom didn't really know for a while, and I think they probably thought it was weird. I had bodybuilding pictures up on my wall.
Right.
Yeah.
So as a guy, when you're young and you have pictures of
naked guys.
Yeah, men in posing trunks on your wall, it's they probably thought this is a little strange. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they didn't really think too much of it. They were pretty much my parents were pretty supportive of anything that I ever did. So they didn't really question it too much. They were okay. So I was glad for that, especially my mom. Thanks, Mom.
But that mindset that you mentioned, it's a safe haven for you. It's like going to church. you don't hear that from a lot of people nowadays,
No.
right? So
People nowadays, when they go to the gym,
Yeah.
they say, I gotta go. But I don't have to go. I get to go. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I don't gotta go to the gym. I get to go to the gym.
yeah, it's like a privilege,
It's a privilege. It should be an honor to go to the gym.
right?
You get to work on yourself in the one spot that nobody else can tell you what to do to make yourself better. It's the one spot that you can go to figure out on your own how to make yourself better.
Right.
And I think really that's the deepest thought process of it all is like, I don't need anybody to tell me unless you hire a trainer or a coach and you just need some help to figure it out. Like I have a client who never stepped foot in a gym before. He would always take supplements, but he never worked out because he wanted to stay healthy at least. And then one day he came in and they were talking and he said, I want to come into the gym. And within a month he was like, oh my God, I'm a gym bro. I'm like, yeah. And he's hooked and he's still hooked now. And to him, that's the same scenario. It's like his one place that he can go
Right.
and nobody can tell him what to do or how to do anything, or you can't do that, or you got to do this.
Yeah.
It's the one place that he has control of that nobody else can take away.
Yeah, but you know what I'm surprised about is like, so the person you're talking about, he's an adult. Like he got that mindset as an adult.
Yeah.
What I'm surprised about you is, we're talking about like a kid who's 13.
14, 15.
Yeah. So how does that mindset, like, did something bad happen? Like, were you getting bullied, or you were just like always had a growth mindset?
My parents split up when I was young.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry
it
about that.
wasn't, yeah, it's okay. It's all
Yeah.
right. My dad's an amazing man. Trust me.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was just like a safe place for me to go.
Right.
And then I didn't have to, it was the one place that I could go where I didn't have to deal with anything outside
Right.
of the world.
It was just you
It was
versus
just me.
you. Yeah.
Like, once I get in that gym door
Right.
and the door closed, everything shut off. Even at 15 years old.
Right.
And guys nowadays don't experience that until they're
20.
20s.
Yeah.
And you see, the hoodie gangs all walking around Evo or Good Life and Regina or, all the other gyms across Canada. You see these hoodie gang guys, and that's what they do. They shut the world off. And everybody makes fun of them, but they're probably some of the hardest working guys in the gym. They don't want to be disturbed.
Right.
They don't want to be bugged. They don't want to talk to anybody. They put their hoods up.
Right.
They put their blinders on. They have their big earphones in, and then they just go to work. So good for them. Let them wear them hoodies.
Right.
I don't care what they wear in the gym. I don't know why
Right.
everybody makes fun of them anyway. But
So
I trust me. I came from a generation of the 80s and 90s.
Right.
We wore way worse stuff
Right.
than what people wear nowadays in the gym.
Yeah.
It was all neons and fanny packs back then,
oh, jeez.
and short shorts
In the gym, they used to wear fanny packs.
in the gym.
That's crazy.
It was fanny packs. I still remember having my leather fanny pack in the gym. And we drove to, we drove, me and a friend of mine, Troy, drove to Toronto to deliver gym clothes for a friend of mine.
Right.
And I remember getting out at a beach somewhere. I don't know where in Toronto it was. And Troy had red ones and I had neon green spandex shorts.
No
With my
way.
fanny pack. Yeah. And my Gators gym, like off the shoulder,
Right.
big scoop neck, hoodie shirt. Yeah.
But I guess it was cool back then.
It was cool. That was the
Yeah,
thing. Yeah. Everybody dressed the same. And all the girls would come in with their high socks and their, leotards, which they now call leggings.
Right.
And now everybody wears them.
Yeah.
They weren't leggings before. They were leotards, and everybody wore them either to the gym or under their pants. And now everybody wears them everywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're a young guy. You didn't have access to the gym. You somehow got access to the gym. Grateful for that lady. What was her name again?
Sure.
Shara. Yeah. Now you're in the gym. You're working out. What do you do next? Right? Because you're in a safe haven now. What do you do next? Like, how do you grow?
So magazines. It was the only research that we had was to be able to pick up. You had to go and get magazines. So I would take my allowance most times, and I would save it, and I would go get myself like a $3 magazine. Or sometimes you go into the gym, and people would just leave old magazines there. Or like the community gym that I went to, there was always magazines kicking around.
Right.
So I would just take them.
Now I see your parents.
I wouldn't like rip a page out.
Yeah, yeah.
I would just take the whole magazine and shove it in my school bag.
Right.
And then I would go home and study it like a history book.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would go, oh, peak contraction, 1 to 2 reps, hypertrophy.
Yeah.
You know, I knew all this stuff like way back in the 80s. And I carried, you know, I just carried that info all through my whole career.
But I was gonna say, you know, now I see why your parents might be like a little suspicious, or like they're like, why is this kid strange? Because first there's like, you know, half naked men on the wall. Then there's magazines of men, like people your age probably were collecting Playboy. Then you're collecting
I was collecting
men magazines,
Muscle Flex magazine, Muscle and Fitness,
Men's Health,
some Men's Health. I had. I'm trying to think of it. There was another Canadian one. I have a collection of magazines in the East Coast that friends of mine gave me. They're promoters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're bodybuilding show promoters. And TJ LeBlanc, he gave me his old bodybuilding magazine. So I was like, you know, he was a bodybuilding god in my day. So I was like very honored that it took a lot of trips and phone calls to arrange, because he was at a province from where I lived.
Yeah.
So I had to arrange to get somebody to pick it up and drop it off, and then get somebody else to pick it up and get them to come down finally and get it at my house. But it was worth it, and I still have them. I actually have some of them. Most of them now I have in, you know, you order like the magazine shadow boxes. I have a lot of shadow boxes magazines because I just didn't want anything. I mean, I was lucky enough to get them.
Right.
So I just didn't want. And then I had actually another local guy here, Trevor Bowering. He gave me 3 banker boxes full of magazines. So I have all his old mags too. So it was like for me, it was like a piece of bodybuilding history to get books from these guys that were like 2 generations even before mine started. So I was just like, man, I'll cherish this forever. So, and even still today, like I'll pick up an old magazine. I have one from, I think, 76.
Really?
Yeah, like it's really old. It's only thin, but it's really old. And you pick it up and you see like all the old Canadian guys in there. And
I feel like it's nostalgia as well at this point too, right?
Very nostalgic. Yeah. It's like a piece of history that just most people don't. Yeah. You know,
it's a big part of your life.
It was a big part of my life. Fitness was always a big part of my life.
Right.
I've always been hooked into the gym, and I still love it today, even at my young age.
So what's the difference have you seen in people who go to the gym now versus, you know, back in your time?
Oh, differences?
Yeah.
These things. Cell phones.
How so?
It's the worst thing that somebody ever got. So when I train my clients, if I know that they're gonna, like, if I see people in the gym on the floor, like if I'm doing one-on-ones in a gym for any amount of time, and I see people on the gym floor and they're always on their phones, I will let them know that before we start any one-on-one training sessions, I want your phone. You're not
pretty strict, man.
Yeah, very strict.
You too? He takes your phone as well?
I don't use my phone.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't even use his phone, so I didn't even ask. But I do, and I have, and truthfully, really, it's weird to say.
Yeah.
Because I've trained so many people that I can kind of give I wouldn't give a percentage number, but I would say that more guys sit on their phones in the gym than the females. And I know it's strange, and I don't know the statistic, and I'm sure there could be one. I don't know. This could be the first time that
you're just saying from experience, right?
Yeah, this is just from experience. That when you go into the gym, if you look around, you very rarely are you going to see a female sitting on a bench scrolling anything. If she's looking at anything, it's probably an app she's using. But if you go in and you see a guy sitting like on a pec deck or a bench or whatever, he's like either scrolling or he's talking to his significant other at home, or he's just
distracted.
He's distracted.
So would you say like,
and they're
not serious in the gym?
No,
right.
They're not. They're in the gym to try to look as good as they can get, not as good as they could be. And because of this distraction,
right,
I think it limits what you can do. Like if you're at work 9 to 5 and you're doing this all day, if you do this for an hour when you're supposed to be working, you're going to get less work done.
Yeah, your head's not in the game.
Your head's not in the game. So if you're sitting in the gym and you're in between sets and you're going,
right. And that's a 9 to
your song or
right.
whatever it is.
Right.
I can't never understand.
And that's a 9 to 5 you're talking about. That's 8 hours that you like wasted 1 hour of. A gym is usually should be about like an hour or 2 hours.
You can't put your phone down for 1 hour?
Yeah. I see your point.
Like you literally can put your phone down for 1 hour. It's the 1 hour a day that you get to do the thing that you're supposed to do or that you wanted to do or you signed up for the membership. I'm sure you can put your phone down for 1 hour. Because when you go to bed at night, you're not scrolling. So why should you scroll when you go to the gym? Why would you just sit and go and then have 6 people walk up to you and go, are you almost finished? Huh? Yeah, I'm almost done. You're like, okay. And then you sit and wait. And they're right back out of you.
Right.
Are you almost done? Yeah, it's horrible. I hate it. But other than that, phones. What else do I see in the gym?
Yeah. Like besides the seriousness and everything, like do you see like a difference in how people train or how you used to train?
I was always a high volume guy.
Okay.
And I don't think a lot of people train that way anymore.
So when you mentioned that, like you think people are just aiming for strength, that's it?
I think a lot of guys, well, I mean, the fitness industry nowadays is so goddamn confusing because they have, you know, I mean, I hate to say it because I'm an online coach, but everybody wants to be an online coach. And there's like thousands of us, probably more, I don't even know.
Right.
And they all, yeah. And the way people train different. I don't think they train as hard. I don't think people train as hard as they could.
Right.
Like when I went to like my gym, when I went to the gym, it was like either New Bodies and then obviously I went on from New Bodies to Fitness FX. Big shout out to Sean and the guys. The Fitness FX is like my home away from home.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Every time
Nice.
I whenever I walk into that place, I'll walk right past everybody. I don't care who's there. I don't care who you are. I run my hand right down the old steel barbells and dumbbells and just kind of reacquaint myself with my old home.
There's always that one gym, hey?
There's always
in
that
everybody's
one
life.
gym.
Yeah.
There's always that one gym. If New Bodies was still around, I would still drop in and go for sure.
Yeah.
Because it was such a big part of my start. Mm-hmm. But Fitness FX, man, like that's just home. It's there's no other gym that even compares in Canada, as far as I'm concerned.
Like, and you're not talking about the equipment vibes, or you're just saying like vibes?
The equipment, the people,
really?
the
Okay.
vibes, the owner, the ambiance, just the feeling you get when you walk in there.
And you've been to multiple gyms, I'm
And
assuming.
I've been to gyms all over.
Yeah.
But nothing compares to Fitness FX. Nothing.
Damn, we got to check it out one day.
If you ever go to the East Coast, you gotta go.
Right,
It's like the Mecca of the
Oh, damn.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did like Sebum go there?
No, Chris didn't go there. Chris, I don't want to talk too much about Chris, but he went to Dalplex when he lived in Nova Scotia. I think he trained at it. Yeah, he trained at a Dalplex. No, he did go to the old Fitness FX on Quibble Road a couple times. Yes,
Right.
and I don't know who else was there during his time, but yeah, guys like Greg Doucette. He broke a record there at Fitness FX one time.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did. I don't know how many sumo deadlifts he did in 1 minute, but he did break a world record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a Guinness record holder for that.
Nice.
Hey, Greg. And then, of course, you know, Johnny Shreve, the generations like after mine.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Bundy. Oh, I mean, there's so many names, but
Right.
yeah, there's, you know, a lot of guys, like the old school guys, we had a different way, I think, about it. Like, there was one corner in my gym, and it was just like, there's blood everywhere. Spit on the mirrors. Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, like I squatted until my nose bled.
Wow.
Or I would train, and even now today, like when I train guys to do legs,
Right.
most of the time they just cut out. There's been people that just said, I'm done. I trained a guy in Halifax one time. He wanted to hit legs up with me, and he made it through the second exercise. Maybe the second or third, I can't remember right.
And he quit?
And he took off. He had to go throw up. We didn't even get like a half an hour in, and he just couldn't handle it.
So when you say like you were squatting till like you were bleeding, so it was like there's blood here, you wipe it off, go to the wall and just like smear it there.
Yeah, you just wipe. You just literally just
that's
wipe
like
it out.
that's like the wall of fame.
yeah. You just
like
donate it onto the wall.
Only the elites, only the elites get to go there.
Only
insane.
the elite. Yeah, we would squat, man.
Damn.
Like I can't remember how many times I've thrown up working out, or like almost passed out.
Yeah, see, no, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, we don't see that at all happening now.
No,
like I feel like that's
like
what
when you go to
mentioned
the
at
gym.
start, too.
How do you go to failure? Do you go to complete failure?
Yeah, 100%. Like at least, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm the biggest or the strongest guy there, but at least I know every time that I'm lifting, like my eyes are blood red.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna bleed from my eyes. Like they're red. Like I know, like if I tried doing another rep, I would either fuck up my back because of squatting, or I would like mess up my shoulders because of benching.
Yeah,
so that's when I stopped, because I'm like, hey, I don't want to like be out of commission for the next month or so.
Right.
So, but I'm like, when I get off that bench or like when I stand up after that squat, I know my face and eyes are like red.
Flush.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is good. To me, that's what you should feel like after when you leg day, especially. Like so many guys, I don't know what it is, and I'm glad we got on this podcast.
Yeah.
Call some dudes out.
Right.
I don't know their names, and I'm not going to mention any.
Fair enough.
I don't know why guys don't feel they need to train their legs hard.
I think it increases your life expectancy from last I heard. Like walking, hitting more legs, like it boosts your testosterone, it like increases life expectancy. I don't know, there's something here. I forgot the science.
There's a science behind it that says that, you know, if you train, well, I mean, let's take this, even the science out of it.
Okay.
If you build a house, where do you start?
Foundation.
You can't just put walls up without a good basement.
Right.
So if there's no foundation, there's no, like, you might as well forget it. I mean, there's other avenues of competition for that, but even those guys who have big quads now, like the physique guys, that was never really, they didn't really train their legs that hard.
Are those the guys who wear swimming trunks?
The swimming trunks.
Yeah.
They didn't have to really like train their legs that hard.
Because it's hidden. Your glutes are hidden, your quads are hidden, your hamstrings are hidden. Yeah.
But now, because of that,
right,
they, the federations have said, well, we're going to shorten the shorts. We want to make sure that you guys are still training your full body and not just worrying about your upper body.
Right.
But if you go to a gym, like your local gym, how many guys walk in there with jogging pants on in the summer?
Insecurities, I guess.
There's a few.
Yeah.
And when you see them at the beach and they have their shorts on, you're like, oh, well, now I know why you wear jogging pants in the gym.
Right.
Because you don't train your legs.
Right.
Why? I don't know. But like, that was a foundation exercise in my generation. Like, we squatted. We had, you know, I had the biggest squat in my school. I had one of the biggest benches in my school. Oh yeah, I wanted huge legs. I wanted the biggest legs that I could get my hands on. I watched Tom Platz. He was like
the quad father.
So, you know, if he had big legs, so I was like, I'm gonna squat.
He was insane. He was like on a, I don't know.
That was a crazy level.
Yeah.
But when it comes to training, like from old days and the new days, there's just so many things that are so different because of these niche cultures and like fad workouts.
Fad, like fake?
Yeah, they go, 5x5 this and 8x8 and do powerlifting and then do bodybuilding and then do some metabolic. There's just such a mix. But realistically, like, if you're going to go into the gym to work out, just get a workout plan and figure out what works, and you'll be fine. And train your whole body, for God's sake.
I want to ask both of you guys, I don't know like what your opinion on this is. Do you think there's a lot of decision paralysis happening nowadays as well? Because like you mentioned, okay, there's all these science lifters, then there's people coming up with fad workouts. There's all, like you mentioned, there's the market for online coaches is like so saturated because there's so many of them thinking we're all, I can be an online coach too. So there's like a decision paralysis because people don't know what to fucking follow.
They don't know what the fuck to follow.
Yeah.
They don't know what fucking plan they should do. They don't know, like, who do I get a hold of as a coach?
And who's correct? Like what? Like
And who's right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I could hire
who's
this
legit
guy,
in the end.
and I could pay him $99 a month on a subscription or whatever some of these guys charge. But they, then they might not know shit. And then there's these guys that do like one show or two shows, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm a coach now." It's like, no, you're not a coach, and nobody should be paying you money. You haven't even set yourself in concrete as anybody reputable because you've had your own coach, which there's nothing wrong with that. Cody, thank you. There's nothing wrong with having your own coach.
Right.
But if you can't just like, you're not just like instantly become a coach. Like you have to have the knowledge. And if you don't, it's the sad thing is a lot of people who go to coaches don't have knowledge. So they hire us because we have knowledge. But if you just go to some schmuck because he's got a six pack on Instagram and pay him money, and he's going to give you a program from ChatGPT.
Yeah, like a $15 PDF.
Like a $15 PDF. Yeah, like the $15 PDF that he's sold to 1,000 people already and made 15 grand. He's sold the same program 1,000 times over.
But it doesn't work for everybody the same.
It doesn't work for everybody the same.
Right.
It's impossible. It can't. It might work for maybe one or two. Like if you sell 1,000 programs, there could be maybe like...
I mean, it's a numbers game for sure.
It's a numbers game. There could be 50 people in there that might see it. If you've never worked out before in your life, everybody's going to get a little bit of benefit out of it because you get newbie gains.
And I feel like out of those 1,000, if, say, for example, 100 people say, hell yeah, it worked, but there's 900 people who shit on you, well, that coach is only going to share those 100 reviews to get more people.
That's all. He'll never share a bad one.
Who's going to show the bad ones?
No, never show the bad one. He'll only ever show the good one.
Right.
Which is sad, and that's a big thing that is has been a big change, I think, from the old ways. Just to keep going on your question and answer, that's a big change. That guys who would work with trainers or coaches, or I'll say trainers because coach wasn't really a word back then.
Okay.
Trainers, you would know who the good trainers are if you were in the gym all the time. And because you would sit down, but it would still even happen back then. You would get a new guy coming into the gym, even in the 90s. He's never been to the gym before. And then he hires a trainer, and that trainer is fresh out of uni, could be his very first client, and he has no idea. Some trainers are smart enough and they'll go, I need help. I'm going to go talk to one of the more experienced trainers and look for recommendations on what I should do. But then there's those guys, the other guys that go, okay, that's the program that I gave to the last guy. So let's see if it works again. And if it happens to work, then they're like, yes, worked again. Which chances are they're going to get, if you're a new guy in the gym, you're going to get some gains no matter what. So even as the client, you're going to go into the gym and you're going to go, oh, my arms are bigger. You're like, sweet.
It's working,
yeah, it's working. But the trainer in his head is going, I sold this like 4 times already this week.
So then in your own words,
I think the new generation of coaches is not the greatest.
Right.
I think if you've done enough competitions and you have enough knowledge, like if you've been a trainer before and then you've competed in shows and you have the knowledge to be able to prep somebody for a show, sure, go for it. And you'll probably do really well, and there's no doubt.
Right.
But there are coaches out there. I mean, it's just like any other industry. There's shitty car salesmen and there's good ones.
Right.
There's one guy in the car dealership, I'm sure, that's the rock star, and then there's one guy at the bottom of the pole. So, because I'll never knock a coach or trainer that doesn't know anything.
Right.
But I'll always knock the coach or trainer that doesn't know as much and doesn't take the time to put in to get the knowledge that he needs to progress to become a better trainer. And I think that's a big key that misses, is that these guys just take that $15 PDF and
they think they're know-it-all. They're Mr. Know-it-all.
They think they know it all.
Yeah.
And social media was big. It's like, that's probably one of the biggest kickers when it comes to like things that were used to be done, that things are compared to now. is that like you said, like there's so much shit and information out there and shitty information out there.
Right.
And even good information out there. It's like, how do you tell the difference between what's good and what's not? Like when Nick and I first started working together, he wanted to book a session. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. Let's book one. And then I first gave him an assessment because I had to get a good look at him to figure out what was wrong. And then I asked him all the right questions. And then we were like, okay, well, now I want to see you move. So then we got into the gym and we did some movement patterns. And then I was like, okay, well, now I know what's wrong. And then here we are, 3, 4, 6 months later, and we're back on the way. And what are we, 2 weeks in?
Yeah, this was the second week.
Yeah, second week. And we've already seen improvements.
Yeah.
So what's been your biggest takeaway getting coached by Tim?
I feel like just having somebody who has been in the fitness industry, who's been bodybuilding, and you're getting into bodybuilding, who's ahead of you 30 years.
Right.
I think that experience is very valuable.
You just called me old.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm joking. I know.
Right.
So I think that experience is very valuable, and I think I just having some guidance. So like with my shoulder, I've been to a few physios. Like a couple of physios said, no, I can't help you. Then I went to a physio. The problem with physios is they treat you like a 9 to 5. So you're there for an hour, they'll do an assessment and they're like, yeah, get out of here, right? But having somebody who's doing twice check-ins with you weekly, how's the improvement going, how's the exercise going, builds a plan for you, and like there's an app where you follow everything and you log your workouts. He's like checking up on me, did you do your mobility work today? I didn't do it for 2 days, then he's like, hey, you gotta do it today.
Right.
So I think just having that accountability, that guidance, that experience, I think it's a steal.
Now I feel like based on what I asked him and he gave the answers, there's so many people out there. Now you're on Instagram as well, and you see a lot of people, because I bet your algorithm is also giving you a lot of coaches, a lot of bodybuilding videos.
Right.
How would you see, like what would you say there's a difference between those crappy videos and what Tim tells you here?
I feel like everybody's different, and when you work with a coach, the program that you're on is designed for you.
Right.
I think that's the biggest difference. Because on social media, like, there's these science-based guys and there's these old school bodybuilding guys. Then you have your own workout program.
Yeah.
Right. So like everybody's different. So what do you do?
Yeah. And that's, I think, where a lot of people get lost.
Right.
They just don't know what to do. When really all they have to do is hit at Tim Fleming Fitness on Instagram.
Hey, there we go. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
And we'll do up a program. We'll do an assessment.
Right.
And then we do up a program. Like and a lot of coaches, because I do rehab, prehab.
What's prehab?
So rehab, like we're doing prehab right now. So prehab is like a precursor to rehab.
That's the first time I'm hearing that. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've never.
So
I know what rehab is. Yeah.
A lot of guys. And I'm sure if any other coaches see this, they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
And then prehab is going to be the new big thing on social media.
Pioneer.
Yeah. Rehab is what physio guys do.
Right.
Right?
When you get injured.
Yeah, you get injured. They, a good one will give you a good physical assessment and see what you can do and what you can't do.
Right.
But because of your injury or disassociation with the way your body moves, there's not always just a rehab program that's going to work.
Okay.
Right? Like, Nick, I'll use you as an example again. Like, he has a hard time reaching over his head.
Yeah, his shoulder's messed up.
His shoulder's messed up. So are we going to go in and do rehab work with bands? No, we're just going to move. I don't care if he picks up a 1.5 pound dumbbell. I'd rather him not. I want to see the angle progress more and more. That's prehab. Prehab is the precursor to the rehab stuff. So if he has like a torn ligament and you don't necessarily need surgery to fix it, it's going to heal on its own. Then we're going to do some work to move and get blood into that area so that when we go to start to do the rehab to help strengthen it back again, then it has the mobility to be able to do so. Because if you don't do that, what happens is the rehab will digress. Like you'll be come to a point where you will be able to move it, but you're not going to have full mobility. So we have to do the prehab work to get you to be able to move before we start the rehab work. Does that make sense?
Right.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Tim, I want to ask you, like, in your own words, since you've been training so many people and for such a long time, what makes an ideal coach or what makes an ideal trainer? Because you mentioned there's so much information, and we could probably say like 80 to 90% of it is like probably junk, because people just pull shit out of their ass and they're like, this is probably it.
We live in a world of technology and AI now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there anything that most people.
Right.
I wouldn't say all coaches, but yeah, like the majority. I can't speak for anyone, and I'm not shitting on anybody.
Yeah. But if you want to keep it legit for a person like me who's looking for genuine advice, like, what is an ideal coach?
An ideal coach is somebody, first of all, that's knowledgeable in the human body. If you almost sometimes have to be like a doctor. Like some days people say, Tim, you should have like a PhD right behind your name.
Right.
But it's only because I studied human anatomy. And I know movement patterns. And I'm never going to say that I know how the human body should move, but I always take the time to learn how my client's body is supposed to move so that we can work from there. So definitely somebody that's knowledgeable, definitely somebody that's certified for sure. If you're not certified, forget it. And somebody who has some background, somebody who's worked out before. If you can't, like, if you go on to Instagram, and you see somebody on there and they're an online coach, and you never see a workout video, I wouldn't hire that guy. Unless he has superior knowledge than most other coaches. So definitely somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who works out, somebody who cares because they want to see you do well. Somebody who's attentive to your needs. I guess I would probably wrap it up the best. You definitely, knowledge number one. Knowledge is key. You can't coach somebody if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And that's the biggest problem, is that so many of these guys just don't know. And because we live in the world of technology, they can find out very quick.
Right. I feel like it's the same with business too, right? So if you go to school, you have these business professors who have never done a business. Like, they don't have any background, right? They just know theory. So take, for example,
theory, exactly.
Yeah, it's just theoretical. So at Girl Life Fitness, you've got coaches who look like me and they're coaching people, right? So they just certified and they know a little bit of, right, theory, but they have no experience. Like, they've never been to the trenches, right? So I think it just comes back to that thing that somebody...
The sad thing is that when you get these trainers and they don't know, it's only really the good trainers. Like, even if you don't know anything, it doesn't mean you're a bad trainer. What makes a bad trainer is somebody that just bullshits their way. You can't fake it till you make it. Doesn't really work. A good trainer who doesn't know anything is a trainer that'll find another trainer and say, can I pick your brain? And I've had many, many, many trainers come to me and say, can we get a workout in? And almost 9 times out of 10, I'll find something wrong. And they go, okay, why is it wrong? Why? And they ask why. They want an explanation. It's because they need to know. When trainers become sponges of learning, and in the industry you have to be. When trainers become sponges of learning, then you know you're going to find they're going to be a great trainer someday. I've met trainers that are very brand new. I've met trainers who can't even sell a client, but they're always asking questions. So someday they'll get it, and they're going to be a great trainer. So there's a lot of bad ones out there, and there's a lot of good ones out there. You really, really have to do the research to find yourself somebody who's going to be a good fit. And you should feel like there should be like a bonding moment in the first 5 minutes. That, like, when you sit down with somebody and you do a consultation, there should be like that aha moment almost when you go, like, this guy gets it, man.
Right.
Like, he understands. He's not just going to sell me a program, but he understands my issue. And if you just can't. If, like, every client that I've ever had, I'm still friends with.
I feel like that's really important, having that personal connection.
Yeah,
not treating them like a sale.
Yeah, it's not just a sale.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I think, and if you asked any really, really good trainer, it's got to be the worst conversation to have is about the money.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. For me, it's always the hardest part.
Like it is. I mean, it's your livelihood for sure.
As a really good trainer,
right?
The number one thing that you want to do is help somebody, because that's why we get into business. We want to see people be better. So when you recognize that as a client going to a trainer, and you recognize and you can feel that, then chances are you've probably got a really good one. And there's a lot of really good ones out there. And not every good trainer is 250 pounds with cannonball shoulders and a six pack. They might have had that one time. Maybe they didn't even have it at one time, but they're just very knowledgeable. They take the time and to put in to study and study and study and study and study. And when you get that along with that bond and friendship, then you're like, yeah, this is my guy. And I know he's going to take care of me for as long as I need him to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you this. So you got into fitness so early. You had a great career. You got into catering. You worked so hard. You were telling me how you sold your catering business and it did well. And now you're running this successful online coaching business, right?
Yeah, I do. I do okay.
Right. So to do all that, you need a lot of passion. You need a lot of dedication. I want to ask you this. What's your why in life? Like, what gets you going?
You know what? I've been asked that before. What keeps me doing what I'm doing? And it's because I just love to help people. I'd like to see people succeed. I want to see people just do good. Because I'll say this much. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was a time in my life when my life wasn't always the best. But I changed it, and now I do a lot of good. So I just want to see other people do good. I think my biggest success, truthfully, is being able to pass my knowledge on to the people around me that need it. It's not all the transformations that I've done. Yeah, that makes me proud, and I'm proud for my clients for putting in the work to get there. But the biggest success that I could say that I have is being able to take the knowledge that I have and pass it on to my clients. I think that really is the foundation of what makes a good trainer.
Right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned right now, which caught my attention. And of course, we don't have to get into it. Like you mentioned, you don't want to get into that part of your life right now. So, but given that you were in a dark place, right?
Yeah.
How did you get out of it? Like mindset wise, if you had to give somebody some advice, like if they're in a dark place.
Mindset came after, God came first. Hands down.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did it what did you do?
It wasn't like I walked into a church or got struck by lightning or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was I had nobody else to ask, and I thought, what can it hurt? I gotta ask. So I just asked, and somehow, some way, what I asked for, which I won't say, but what I asked for happened. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe there is something to this. So other things go on in your life and you're like, well, if I ask again, maybe it'll happen again. And then I would ask again. And then all of a sudden it would happen again. And then I picked up the Bible and I read a little bit of it, but there were some things that stuck with me in there. And there's a passage there that says, you have not because you ask not. And I was like, well, crap. I knew this before I even looked it up and seen it. So now when I need something, truthfully, I just asked.
Is that how you get out of adversities in life?
That's how I got out. Yep.
So is faith and belief?
That's how I get it. Faith was first, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say. So it's like faith and belief a huge part of your life?
And belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to believe something. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe something to be true or something that's going to be true, it's not going to happen. It will never happen.
So because you mentioned like you asked for it and it happened, and I'm not like
you have not.
Like I'm just curious about it. So like, I feel like asking just doesn't do anything, right? Like you probably have to do something to work.
You have to work.
Yeah. So
you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
And then you have to put in the work.
of wanting that.
Faith without work is dead. If you've ever heard that before.
No.
Faith without work is dead. You have to believe that it's going to happen, and it will happen. You have to ask. He who asks will receive, right? So if you ask for it, it'll happen. And I don't care if anybody believes this or not. I know it because it's happened to me.
Right.
And I'm not in that same place that I was before at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you ask, it'll happen. God will. He always answers everybody. It might take a while. It says, if I could remember the quote, even though it may tarry, which means take a while, it will come in at an appointed time. So if you ask, all you got to do is wait it out. But you got to work. You got to have faith and work for it. Faith without work is dead. It'll never happen if you don't work towards it.
I love that.
Yeah. And I've lived by that. I don't know how many years. And I never, if I ask for something, like there'll be moments when I'm like stressed. But after a few minutes, I always listen to my dad.
What did he say?
Trust the process. Are his words. Yeah. And I swear by them. So
Right.
I never, people always say, like I'll worry, but I never stress over things.
What gets you worried? Like, what do you worry about?
I worry about like kids, family, making sure my job's secure, future, the normal things.
Right.
But I other than that, I don't worry about much. No.
So would you say you're a pretty fulfilled guy? You're at peace?
I'm very much at peace with my life. I'm definitely at peace. Yeah.
Not a lot of people can say that.
Not a lot of people. Very few people can say that.
Yeah. So, well, kudos to you.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people stress, man, like overly, and they really don't have to.
You've talked to a lot.
I think stress is just a byproduct of too much. Just like the fitness industry, it's just a byproduct of too much information, and you just don't know how to deal with all of it.
Right.
So you end up stressing over it.
Right.
But if you take out those byproducts or at least narrow them down, then the stress level gets lower. And at some point, when you learn to just go, okay, like I'm not going to worry about A, B, C, and D, I'm just going to worry about F, then that's that one thing. You don't have to worry about anything else. So now your stress level is like almost zero.
Yeah.
Like you might worry now about F, but now you're not stressing because you're not having to worry or stress about all of the rest of the equation.
Right.
So you just have to take like in business, you just have to take like little bits at a time, like step by step. You put one foot in front of the other, and you just never stress. I don't know how it works. I'm not a stressful guy. I don't stress over anything.
Right.
No, that's a good
And if
thing.
you just worry about one thing,
You just worry
everything
about one
else
thing.
just falls into place.
And everyone, that's exactly it.
Right.
If you don't stress over one thing, because what's the point of stressing over one thing? Like, my pen's gone.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that happened to me today. Am I going to be stressed out? No. Am I going to worry? Yeah, because I might need it to sign a document. But I'll just hit up Amazon. I'll just order myself a new one. And it'll be here with my house within 3 to 5 business days. So why stress, man?
Right.
Stress is a byproduct of way too much info that people just can't handle mentally. And they start to stress out. And I just don't stress. Like, it's just pointless emotion, I think.
That reminds me like of this one thing I saw online. It's like a visual that this person was doing. So I think you've probably seen it. He has like this big jar, and first he adds like these giant rocks.
Oh, Bob Proctor.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Proctor. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. And then like talking about like those are like the most important things of your life, like family, health,
Yeah,
your loved ones.
always.
And then he adds like small pebbles into it when he talks about work, your career, aspirations and goals.
Yeah,
And then he starts adding sand to it.
yeah.
And then he adds water to it. Just like, and everything falls into place. Like the jar is completely full.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what a lot of people are probably going through a lot too, that they start adding the pebbles first, or they start adding the sand first. The most inane, like the most mundane stuff they start worrying about.
Yeah.
And they forget like there's a lot of beauty in life. There's a lot of good things to be like
There's
happy
a
about.
lot of good things to be grateful for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest one. I mean, you say it all the time. You just have to be grateful. Like if you wake up in the morning, if you go to bed at night, you wake up in the morning, like, oh, thank God.
Right.
Jesus, thank God I woke up.
Right. No, because not a lot of people did. And it's a 50% chance. It's like, I feel like that's the biggest probability of life that you're ever going to play is not knowing if you're going to wake up tomorrow.
Not knowing if you're going to wake up.
Yeah.
But that in saying that, when you go to bed, do you worry about waking up?
I feel like you just can't.
You can't.
You just don't want to.
You just don't want to, right?
Yeah.
Nobody worries about waking up or not the next day.
Right.
We go to bed tonight. We're going to leave this podcast. We're going to do whatever we do for the rest of the evening. We're going to go to sleep. We're not going to sit at the edge of the bed going, oh, God, please wake me up tomorrow morning.
Right.
And then just sit up all night until 4, going, well, I'll just catch an hour's sleep. I'll nap.
Yeah.
Because if I fall too deep asleep, I just want to make sure I wake up. Nobody stresses over sleep. So you just pick something else and don't stress over it. It's really not that hard.
Right.
It's just the mental capacity to be able to say, I'm not going to stress over this today. Because stress will control you. And when you have the ability to go, I'm just not going to stress. It's, if something happened one way or something happened the other way, maybe it was just supposed to happen that way. And if it did, well, then it's either got to be one or two things. It's either a lesson or a blessing.
There's this guy, his name's Ryan Holiday, and he talks about Stoicism. Stoicism is that old Greek philosophy. And he had a visual where it was like, it was about not worrying about something. So it was like, there's a thing you're worried about? Yes or no? Yes. Is there anything you can do? Yes or no? No. Then why worry? Yes. Then why worry? Right. So even if you worried about something, it wouldn't matter because there's only two options. Either you know what to do or you don't know what to do. And 99% of the times, if you don't know what to do, it's not in your hand. Just don't worry.
Don't worry. If you don't know what to do, find a way to know what to do. If you already know what to do, then you're good. But if you don't know what to do, then you just find out what to do. That's as easy as it is. And that's why people stress. That's another reason why people stress, because they go, I don't know what to do.
Right.
The uncertainty.
So you were in the catering business, right? And that's like one of the most stressful businesses you can get into.
Yeah, working in the kitchen is very
Working in the
stressful.
kitchen, right? Like I worked as a server and I used to see these guys in the kitchen. They were like screaming, like they were stressed out.
Yeah.
How do you handle stress then?
So in the kitchen in my early years, it was very stressful. But I learned, because I learned under some really great chefs, I learned to listen and execute without question. Because they were my coach. They were my trainer.
Your mentor.
Right, my mentor. So they had more knowledge than I did. So if they yelled at me to do something, I just didn't question it. I just did it because they would know better than I.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Exactly. So that's how I would always worry. I never even stressed in the kitchen. The only time I ever stressed in the kitchen was when it was under my own control. Like if we were doing a party or something, then it's under my control. Of course I stress. My name's on the line. But if I'm in the kitchen working under another chef, I was stone cold. I never stressed. I would always just go, and if something was wrong, there would never really be anything there was a couple of times where I screwed up and make something wrong, or I added the wrong ingredient and tried to remember it off the top of my head. But most of the time, if I didn't know, I would just ask. If there was knowledge to be known that I didn't know, I would just ask somebody else. I would ask the guy that knew. If he would say, you have to do a duck confit, and you didn't know how to make confit, or you didn't know how to cook duck in its own fat, then I would just ask. Or if I had to make something and I didn't know, I would just ask. I would worry.
Right.
Like, shit, am I going to get fired? Am I an idiot? Am I the only guy in the kitchen?
People are going to judge me.
Embarrassing?
Yeah.
Is it embarrassing?
Embarrassing, yeah.
No, of course it is. But after a while, when you learn to disassociate that stuff, then you don't worry. You just ask somebody. And most of the time, like new generations of chefs and cooks now, like I came from a chef's generation of, you screwed something up and there was a plate going flying across the kitchen.
Whoa.
Yeah, or a gravy bowl or something. I mean, that would never happen nowadays.
Yeah,
But,
human rights.
Yeah, the human rights. You go to HR now. Yeah, now if there was something that I didn't know, I would just ask. I was never really stressful in the kitchen unless it was my kitchen, because then your name's on the line. So then everything had to be like
Top notch.
because I carried such high standards when I was in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's all about symmetry.
It was all about, everything had to look pretty. Everything had to be cooked perfect. Every little thing had to be put every little way.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't that way, then you would hear it privately sometimes, if not right on the line. It didn't matter. But I learned not to do that. I learned after a while not to do that, because because there's these young cooks, and they're just starting out.
Yeah.
So if I treat them like trash and throw stuff around the kitchen, they're just going to quit. And finding good hands in the kitchen is almost like impossible.
Really?
And most of the cooks that I've had over the years, they were all really good. So I never wanted to lose any. So I would just teach them instead of yelling at them.
Right.
Yeah.
So working in that catering business, having your own business, right? You mentioned that you had people under you. Mm-hmm. You must have learned a lot about leadership.
Yeah.
On people management, right?
Yeah.
What's your greatest lesson on leadership?
Ooh, God, that's a good question. My greatest. Say that again.
The greatest lesson you learned about leadership.
That's a good one. My greatest lesson I learned about leadership. To listen. I think it was to listen. A lot of people that come through your kitchen door, everybody's always has problems, or they don't know something, or they're looking for information. And I think in the culinary world, it's really just taking the time to listen to somebody. Because if you don't know your staff well enough in the kitchen, then they're not going to stay. Or if they think that you don't care, they're just not going to stay. So I think listening to your people in the kitchen is very important.
I think you can apply that in like every aspect of life too. Relationships, businesses, anywhere, right?
Any business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think having an open ear and an open mind,
Right.
I think is very important in leadership. Because I've hired cooks who could cook things that I couldn't. And if I didn't know that, if I hadn't paid attention and listened, then I would have never known. Like I've hired cooks that were Filipinos. Right. I don't know how to cook Filipino food. But if we had a catering gig and it was Filipino night, I'd say, hey, Eddie, you want to go do so-and-so?
Right.
I need some help. And he'd go, yes, chef. He'd look at me and say, yes, chef. And I would follow him. Right. So I think listening is probably one of the biggest ones. If you don't pay attention and listen to your staff, and just like you said, it's like everything in life.
Right.
You have to you have to have an open mind and an open ear. And if you don't, then you're just never going to be a great leader.
You know, you mentioned about how you've hired people who knew more than you did, like things that you didn't know, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a story about how a lot of leaders are insecure, right? Yeah. So they wouldn't hire people better than them. So there's a saying that A players hire A players, B players hire C players.
Yeah, 100%. I always hired people with experience for sure, but there's many times that I hired people who had none. There was a cook that I had for a long time. I won't mention her name because she's on her way out to BC. She's leaving Nova Scotia, actually. She's from the East Coast. When she came in to drop off a resume, I'll never forget this. Callie, actually. When she came in to drop off a resume, she had, I think, 3 different colors of hair and dreads, wore big boots and a jean jacket with buttons all over it. And they were like, man, don't hire her. Chef, I don't want to hire her. And I was like, why? She was like, she had a good resume. She cooked in a few places that were only like small franchise kind of things. But I was like, why not, man? She's green. I can teach her everything I know. And then she'll be a great chef, not just a cook. And lo and behold, here we are all these years later. She turned out to be a great chef. And now she's on her way to the West Coast.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So never judge a book by its cover either when it comes to hiring staff. I think it's important to sit and listen. And if I hadn't listened to her that day, I probably would have never hired her. If I would have went by looks alone, I probably would have never hired her. But I could tell that she was going to be great. I just knew. So I just paid attention through the whole interview process, and I just said, I'll see you Monday. And she came back. And the funny thing is that she came in, chef jacket, knife roll, rolled up, she was ready to go. And I was like, oh, dang, okay. She means business. And she's still a great chef, still a good chef. She'll be a great chef someday, but she's still a really good chef. Great cook. On her way, she's going to make a big name in Vancouver. I know she will.
Awesome. And just on that aspect as well, like you mentioned about the culinary world, I just wanted to ask you about like on the fitness side of things as well. Like you've been around so many people, you've trained so many people, you probably learned how to deal with different people differently.
Yeah.
What's been the greatest takeaway in being an online coach, a personal coach, a trainer, that has changed you as a person?
My greatest takeaway? My greatest takeaway would definitely be my clients and my friendships that I get out of them, for sure. Because most of my clients are lifelong friends. I have one now, and he's a local guy here in Regina. And him and I are like two peas in the pod. The first day that he came into the gym, he passed out within 15 minutes.
What was he doing?
We went and did one exercise, I don't know what it was, and then I remember we were at plate loaded chest press.
Okay.
And he got 3 or 4 sets in. He was holding his breath. He didn't breathe out. He'd run it down really hard, and it was just a big rush of blood, and his blood pressure dropped, and he just passed out on the floor.
Damn.
Yeah, he just passed out on the floor.
Right.
So I waited for him, and then he came to, and then I took him over into the functional side of the gym, and I grabbed some cold cloths and cooled his body down, and I did all the right things. And I thought, shit, man, this guy's I'll never see this guy again. And he came back 2 days later for his next session, and I was like, holy shit. This kid's determined, man. This guy's like, he wants it bad.
He's like you.
And now he's a gym bro big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not, when he doesn't have, like today, it was his day off, he's like a wreck. He's not a wreck, but you could tell like his schedule was off. Not a wreck.
Right.
Sorry, buddy. He's not a wreck, but you could tell like he was, because he missed the gym today because it wasn't a scheduled workout day for him. That it was just that part of his routine was not there today.
Right.
So you could see the little bit of difference in him.
Yeah.
I've seen him earlier. And it was like, if he would have went to the gym, he might have been a little happier, I think.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
And like when it comes to like training as well, and I was ignorant about this fact because when I talked to people, that's when I got to know about like other sides of like training people too. I thought it was all based on like, hey, people want to get bigger, that's why they hire trainers. But then I figured out that no, it's like people who have blood pressure or people who have like other health problems in their life.
Health problems.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you probably dealt with a lot of people like that too. How's that journey been? Because like I know training somebody for strength, I think that's the easy part. These are the places where things get complicated, and I'm ignorant about it, and I'm just curious, like, how do you make changes in their life? Because it's hard. I feel like they're hard clients to deal with.
It's, it depends on the client. If they want it bad enough, then they're very easy to deal with. Like
even if they have problems?
Even if they have problems, they're easy to deal with because for a client, as a trainer, you have to recognize if a client is coachable or not. Like, are they going to do everything that you tell them to do?
Right.
Or are they going to pick and choose what they want to do? If you're going to pick and choose what you want to do and pay me money, I don't want it, dude. Keep your money. If you want to change your life and you want to change the way you look, whether you want to lose weight, put on muscle, get ready for a wedding, you're taking shots in Hawaii, you're going on vacation, you want to lose a few pounds, you want to look good when you get your pictures taken with your girlfriend or wife, significant other, partner, whatever, definitely I could do that. So, I don't know.
So, based on that, like, who's the most, or like, what type of client have you had as like the most complicated client that you've dealt with?
The most complicated client that I dealt with?
Yeah, based on like underlying health issues or something. Because if it's just about the mindset, then I feel like you can, have a few chats and change it, right?
Mostly the harder ones to deal with, the ones that want to put the muscle on, the ones that are hypertrophy clients, the ones that want to get bigger and stronger, they're usually the easiest ones to deal with.
Yeah.
Because they have a goal set in mind.
And plus you've done that.
And I've done it.
Yeah. Right,
So we just go to the gym, we'll work out together, or I'll push them through like an hour's worth of workout. That's pretty easy, to be honest. I shouldn't say that because then they're going to want to pay me less. The hardest clients to deal with are the ones that they want a trainer, but they don't want the results as bad as they think they do. Like,
then what's the point of getting a trainer?
That's exactly it.
Oh, okay.
They just don't want to put in the work. They just think there's two different types, actually. There's the status quo guys that go, oh, look at me, I have a trainer, and they just really lollygag their way through their workouts. Like, I have a client in Calgary, and he was very much a good prime example. I won't drop his name, but he had his program, he had access to the app, he had all the tools, plus we got together whenever I was in town, but he would just lollygag his way through. He was not a very coachable client. So I was just constantly on him all the time. Come on, pay attention. You've rested too long. You're just sitting there doing this. You're just looking around the gym. And you always have to go, okay, come on, next set. Let's go. And then there's the client that goes, go. And you're like, okay, hold on, slow down. Just relax for a minute. You don't need to do that much, or you don't need to go that fast. And then there's the status quo client, who walk in, wearing the most expensive gym clothes that you can find, and they pull up driving the most expensive cars, and they just tell all their friends, oh, I have a trainer. They don't really. They hire a trainer like they buy a Gucci bag. It's a status quo thing. Look at me, I have a trainer now. And those guys, I don't. After a while, you're just like, man, they're just not the kind of guys. The clients that I go after are the ones that want to transform themselves. Whether it's good, muscle, or they want to lose weight, or they want to get bigger, or they want to train for sport-specific things. Those are the clients that I like. When somebody comes to me and says they want to lose weight, but they don't want to put in the work, then usually after a month or two, I'll just go, you know what, this is not working. Or the month or two, they'll just drop out.
Themselves,
Yeah, they drop out themselves, and I just go, okay, cool.
Right.
Now I have a spot open for somebody who actually wants to put the work in.
There we go.
Yeah.
Always a good way to look at it.
There's always a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
If you're going to remove yourself from my client list, you just did me a favor. Thank you.
Right.
I train winners. I've never, besides for the ones that leave on their own, I've never not had a successful client ever. And I can say that very proudly. Yeah. I've never not had a client get the goals that we set out to make, ever.
Right.
It's always the ones that go, I want a trainer, I need coach, I need help. And then a month in, they're like, I can't do that. Or they go, I can't do that, it hurts. And I'm like, okay, well, if it hurts, what happened? What hurt? What did you do that day? Let's take a look. Let's go back. What hurt? Why did it hurt? Where did it hurt? And let's fix it. Let's adjust something. Let's do some rehab on your knee if that's the case, or let's just fix it. And then, I had one recently and she bailed after a month. And I was like, God damn, man.
Did it used to affect you before? Because like it's like a livelihood. Like you're making money off of this too.
Yeah.
So when clients leave, does it bother you?
It does.
Right. I was gonna say like that's part of the job.
Financially, it doesn't bother me really that much.
Okay, that's good.
But at the same time, when you put work, when you're passionate about your job, and you put work into somebody, and then they just up and quit, you're just like
all that effort for nothing.
All that effort for nothing. But and then you kind of feel bad at the same time because it's like, why are you quitting? Like, why would you quit? It was like the example that we gave yesterday. Like, if you fall, just get back up. If your knee's sore, let's just fix it. Like, you hired me because you needed something that you could not do on your own. And that I can. And you've seen everything that I post. You've seen all my stuff. You know that I can help you because you reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you. So I have something that you don't. So you're going to pay me for my service, and I'm going to help fix whatever problem there is, however long it takes. And within a month and a half, it was my knee sore. I can't do this. I can't do that. Yeah, it was like one full week of almost complaining, and then at the end of the week, it just said, "I'm out." And
so
I
let me
was you're like, oh, you're always go, and maybe I shouldn't say this because the problem with my head, all the trainers pissed at me, but whatever. Trainers will always go, shit, god damn, why? Why would you quit on me? And then because it plays in your head, like, why would you quit? But then you're like, oh well, whatever. Like, it happens, but I didn't kick you out. You quit on yourself.
Yeah.
You're the one that's got to live with it now. I don't. It's not my knee. My knees are fine. Your knee's not. So if you're going to quit, well.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, right? And I don't know. This is like to get your perspective and your mindset out there too. If I come up to you and tell you that, I feel like quitting, I feel like giving up, and you had nothing to hold back, because now like you have to be you have to be cautious. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You can't be mean to them. You can't say certain things that's on your mind. But if you had the full liberty to say something to me to stop me from quitting, what would you tell a person?
I would say nothing different than I would even if I had to be. Number one, I would never like lose my cool and get mad or upset. If somebody wants to leave, then I'd just say, okay, that's fine. I don't train quitters. I only train winners. So if somebody wanted to quit, the first thing I would ask them is, say, well, why? What's your reasoning? I want to know the why. I want to know why you want to quit. Why is it that you came to me with a goal and now all of a sudden you don't want to reach that goal? There's got to be a reason in there. And any good trainer or even an online coach, even if you're an online trainer in the gym, and it's always a question that you should ask. Why is it you decided to come to the gym? And that's how you usually find the best way to help somebody. You say, well, I have to lose 50 pounds. I want to be able to play with my grandkids. But it's the exact same thing if somebody quits. You just say, why? Why do you want to quit? What's the reason?
Suddenly that goal is not...
So all of a sudden you
don't want it anymore.
Yeah, you had a goal set last week when I talked to you, or a month ago, but now you just want to quit? Why do you want to quit for? And they sometimes, they usually like beat around the bush a little bit, and they'll be like, well, money's tight or blah, blah, blah. But if you have a car and it needs an oil change, you go get your oil changed. So if you have a trainer, if there's something wrong with your car, you take it in and get it fixed, right? If you have tight muscle tissue, you go to the massage person, or you get your partner to do it if it's free. Like, so when it comes to clients quitting, it's like, why? Why is it that you want to quit? Why? Because if you quit this thing now, what are the chances that you're going to quit it again later on? Probably pretty high. Because now you've set the tone for this fitness journey you're on that you've quit.
You've got a taste of quitting now. So you might do that in every other aspect too.
Right. It's like...
It bleeds into everything else, I feel like.
It bleeds into everything you do in life. If you quit something, the only thing I'd say this a billion times, I've said it a million more. And I'll probably say it a million more. If you quit one thing, you're going to quit everything.
Like how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, exactly. If you quit something, congratulations, you just became a quitter. Because the next thing that happens and gets hard, guess what you're going to do? You're going to quit. Because it's the easy way out. Oh, I don't have to do that thing no more.
So what did you keep telling yourself? Because trust me, like, I mean, it's human nature. Like when things get hard, you're like, fuck, okay.
When things get hard, everybody wants to just go. Not, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people just want to go.
How did you stop yourself from leaving things and sticking to them?
There's something in me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what quit is. I don't know if I was born genetically with something that a lot of other people don't have.
Hey, it's honest. Yeah.
I literally, I do. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know what quit means. Like for me, if I was to quit something, it would be like, well, I might as well just pull the plug and go to sleep forever. Like, why quit? I don't understand the word fucking quit. God, that drives me nuts when people say that. Oh, I quit. I'm like, why? Why would you quit? Like, you were in high school, you're playing basketball, scouts are watching you, and then all of a sudden you just quit the team? What the hell were you thinking? Why would you do that? You literally, that one decision to quit something could change the entire outcome of your life. So if you set a goal to do something, why in God's name would somebody just go, I'm just going to quit? I don't know. I don't know what it is that I have. I'm not sure. It's just my brain is wired to not stop. Because when I set a goal for myself, and I set goals, I'm not like a Monday motivation guy. I don't go, oh, Monday's here. I'm going to motivate myself and I'm going to do all my shit for the week. I set goals all the time. I don't go, oh, 2026 is coming. This is my list. I always have a list. I just keep knocking it off. Like I have a book coming. That's on my list. So eventually that book will drop and I'll be able to go, I'll scratch it off and then I'll just be on to the next thing. So I'm never like a 1 a day week goal setter. I'm never like, oh, 2026 is my year. I think that's bullshit.
Right.
For me, if it works for somebody else, good. But for me, it doesn't work that way. I have to have goals all the time. And because I have to have goals all the time, I can't fail at any of them. So there's that no quit attitude that comes with all the goals that I set myself. And I just go, I don't care what it takes. I don't care what I have to do. I will do whatever. I will walk where no man has ever walked to get to the end of that goal, no matter what. I have to do it. It's just something that's been inbred in me somehow, somewhere, some way. I don't know what triggered it.
Right.
I don't know how it happened, but it stems, I think, maybe, now that I sit and think, it stems because I've been at some low points in my life and dug my way out, that I know that I can do anything. That if I set my mind to it, no matter what, I'll get it done. So there's just no quit in me. I don't know quit.
Right. And I feel like that's very true for a lot of people when they go through something. Like, of course, like people define what's the worst thing happening to them in their own sense. But right. In your life, probably like what you mentioned was the worst possible thing. I feel like little bad things probably don't even stand a chance in front of that. So you're like,
no.
Well, I've been through worse. This is nothing.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I think I can get over this. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta remind yourself, like, like
that's literally
who I
what-
am,
Yeah,
who you are.
That's literally what it is, and I will. I'll do a self reflection. I'll remind myself of all the shit that I've gone through, and go, this little one thing is nothing.
Yeah, it can't
compared.
change who Tim is.
Can't change who Tim is.
Yeah.
So I'll just find a way.
Right.
I'll always find a way. I give my mom and my dad a lot of credit for that, because they always said, like, it's just to try. All you got to do is try. You don't have to quit. Quit's the easy thing. It doesn't even matter if you try just a little.
Right.
Just try something before you quit it. Even if it's just a little tiny bit. If you try something just a little, then that next day you try a little again, all those little tiny tries eventually end up to a big one, and then not too far around the corner will be the answer. But if you just put the brakes on and go, there's only one thing you're going to find out. Nothing.
It's like that concept that if you improve yourself 0.1% every day, it might seem very small.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, you would be 37 times better or something.
Yeah.
But if you don't do anything, you'll still be at zero.
You're still going to be at zero. If you grab a cup and I put a rock in there's one rock. But if I keep going, I'll have the bottle full. So just fill your cup every day. You can't quit. That's the number one thing that I tell everybody, especially all my clients. I mean, if I sign an online client and a month later they quit, I'm like, you did me a favor.
You got to change your fitness thing to no quit Tim.
No quit, Tim. Yeah. Hashtag no
That
quit.
should be yeah.
It is. They've done me a favor.
Yeah.
Good.
100%.
I don't have to waste my time. I don't even like surround myself like friends. Like, if you're a quitter,
Again, that bleeds into you too. Then, if that's who you surround yourself with,
yeah,
you'll start inhabiting their traits as well.
yeah,
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I've always been around. Like, I've always tried. Like, in the culinary world, I always got to work with like really great chefs. They weren't quitters. Fitness world, same thing. I got to work with some of the greats.
They got the word great in front of them, right?
Yeah.
If they were quitters, then they'll be mediocre. They'll be average.
mediocre. Or if at best, actually, average
fair
at
enough.
best.
Fair enough.
Or they probably wouldn't even be that. If they were quitters,
Right,
they wouldn't
right.
even be whatever they are.
Right.
But you just can't quit at anything, man. Quitting is just an easy way out. People just say, I'm not going to do it. Well, then don't. Because somebody else might want to. So get the hell out of their way and let somebody else do that thing. They might not want to do it. They might not want a big fitness journey. They might not want to sign up with an online coach. Then don't. It doesn't affect me anyway, really. Financially, I have clients. So I do okay. So if somebody comes to me and says, I want to sign up, and they quit on me a month later, you're the quitter. You quit, I didn't. That's on you, not me. I'll try everything I can in my power to make sure that you don't quit. But if I can't, I'm not going to fight you on it. If you want to quit, I wish you all the best. You won't be welcome at my table. I don't train quitters. I don't want to train quitters. I want to train the people who want the change, who want to put the work in. And all of my clients, which I'm very fortunate, they're all winners. They all want something. And we'll get there. Doesn't matter how long it takes. As long as they're in it, like I am, it has to be equal. If they're in it like I am, then we'll get there no problem. But if they're not in it, then go find an Instagram guy. There's lots of them around. They'll sell you
Get a $15 PDF.
they'll sell you the $50.
It's like the gym too, right? Like the number of reps you put in,
Yeah.
you'll see your muscles transform.
You'll see your muscles transform.
Same with the days too. You gotta count the days,
If there
count
was
the reps.
nothing in the gym but 12 reps to do, and that's how you grew muscle, and the one person came in and only done 5, to be the only guy in the gym without a chest. Because he quit at 5. If 12 was the golden rule of how you build your pecs, and you come in and only do 5, go on, man. You quit halfway through. You didn't even get 6.
Yeah.
So don't quit. It drives me crazy. People they just quit.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I have a hard time understanding why people quit.
No, I can see that.
I do. I really do. I have a hard understanding. When clients tell me that they're going to put a pause on, or that they're going to, they don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard, or they just quit. I'm just like, what?
Right.
Why, man? Why would you quit?
This Tim reminds me of this guy. I forgot. Like, he always pops up randomly in my Instagram algorithm. I don't even know his name. So what he does, he's got his phone. He's taking a selfie, like a video basically of himself, and he goes around the whole gym. He's like, how many hours a week do you work? And the guys go like 40. Then he goes up to the next person. He's like, okay, cool, thanks. He's like, how many hours a week do you work? He's like, 60. The next one says 80, then 40 again, 45, 55. At the end, he just basically does a few cuts, and at the end, he just asks them the same question. And you're still in the gym? He's like, yeah, of course. Why not? Right. And I just love that. I just like, it's insane. Like, he's an older dude, and he's jacked as well.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like, he's been probably training for decades. Right?
Yeah.
And at the end, he's always like, and of course. And
since
he's like,
the dinosaurs have been around.
And he's like, and you still have time for this. You still made time for this. He's like,
oh yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if I'm
100%.
working 80 hours a week, 90, 40, typical 9 to 5.
Yep,
I still find time.
I would work in the kitchen from morning until night, and then go to the gym.
You still find time?
I still find time.
Yeah.
You only need 1 hour out of your day.
Yeah, nobody's asking you to put in like 4 hours. Yeah.
People get that misconstrued a lot too when they hire a coach, that it has to be like this big.
Yeah, the stigmas are insane. Like, whatever they're getting feeded is insane now.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just, you only need really. I mean, I've done some workouts that only lasted 45 minutes.
That's like what Mike Mentor used to say.
Yeah. You don't need
half an hour, 3 days a week.
You don't need. I mean, there's bodybuilders out there that spend 2 and 3 hours sitting in the gym. They warm up, they stretch, they do the workout, they stretch, they cool down. I'm like, dude, man, how can you spend 3 hours a day in the gym? Where do you find the time? Like, you must be bloated, rich, beyond anything I can comprehend.
Or just have really bad time management.
Or got bad time management. Yeah, one or the other. I couldn't spend 3 hours in the gym working out. I want to be in and out as quick as I can. I just want to get my workout and get done and eat. And that's it. And then I'm done. And it's not a big part of my day. Training doesn't have to be like this big 7 day a week, 14 hour. It's not a full-time job.
Right.
It's you going to the gym, eating more than anything. Eating more than anything is the biggest part of anybody's fitness journey. Should be the food. You don't need to be in the gym for 4 hours. Unless, of course, you're one of those guys that sits on your phone for 15 minutes in between sets. And I know we've got a lot of those here in the city. If anything, food takes more time to do than the gym's an hour a day. How long does it take to prep your meals in one day? Probably 2 hours, 3 hours. And then you got to eat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more hours. So, you prep your food for 2 hours, you eat 4 meals. That's 6 hours out of your day. You're only going to the gym for 1. So it's not that hard to do, man. Just find an hour.
Yeah, the answers are in front of you.
Literally, yeah. It's right there.
I mean, you're the one cooking, so you probably knew how long it took.
If I can prep my food, I can prep my food for the day in about an hour.
Plus the experience you have. Come on, man.
The experience I have, yeah. I can prep my food in the morning before I leave to go to the gym for the day.
Really?
In an hour. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I can get up, eat breakfast, and while I'm sitting down eating, I'll have the oven going, a couple of pans going, doing all my proteins, and then I'll put on like a pot of egg white pasta if I'm doing a pasta day.
Yeah.
Or I'll put a pot of rice on while I eat. And then veggies come last, my vegetables. So I do proteins first, carbohydrates second, then my protein or vegetables after that. And then I do that while I'm eating. And then I just let everything cool off while I go and get in the shower. And then I grab my gear, I come up and pack all my meals in their containers, and then I run out the door and I'm gone. So it literally takes me an hour.
So is there a reason of doing protein first, carb, and then veggies?
Because they take longer to cook.
Okay.
So I'll do ground turkey in one pan, ground beef in one pan, and put fish in the oven. It needs 20 minutes. That gives me 15 minutes to eat, or a couple minutes to go brush my teeth, go eat, whatever it is I got to do around the house. I can just wait until all my fish is baked and then I'm done. I can go back and forth to the stove and mix stuff around, make sure nothing's burning. Just put a pot of rice on, you put on white rice, instant, 5 minute.
Right.
It's 5 minutes.
So if you were to give people advice, since we're talking about food, if you were to give people advice on food, like what are some very simple things that everybody can do just to improve their food habits?
Definitely do some research for sure. The research is the big thing. Gain some food knowledge. Learn about macros. Learn about calories. I mean, it's all about calories in and calories out. I mean, you can't out-train a bad diet. There's no doubt about that. You can't eat McDonald's every day. But you can't go, okay, well, my calorie intake today is 2,200, so I'm just going to eat 3 Big Macs and then I'm done. Because it's not the healthiest choice to make. Just do the research. Get some food knowledge.
Any simple foods you would recommend people eating?
Eggs, egg whites, chicken, fish, rice, cottage cheese. It's the easiest amounts of protein that you can find. And they're not that hard to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Like when you're a gym guy, what do you eat?
Yeah, so like we're vegetarian, so like I go for like cottage cheese, tofu,
right?
Like paneer.
Yeah.
And then chickpeas.
Yeah. Lentils.
Eggs, lentils, exactly. Yeah, the basics.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. Like if I want to experiment,
do you find being a vegetarian that is it easier for you to hit your protein intake every day?
I put in supplements as well, right? Like like protein shakes and everything. Shakes. Yeah. So that helps me. Yeah. Like worst comes to worst, I'll double scoop my protein shake. Not the best thing for my gut health. Yeah. Like my body responds differently. I get it. And then the toilet runs. Protein powder has been like a game changer for me. If I was like off supplements, then it'd be a hard time hitting that. Right. But like nowadays, like 28 grams, that's 56? Yeah, 56 grams of protein. Yeah. In just one shake, and then the rest I can like add in. Yeah. So it's not.
I try to get all my protein in the morning, like
in one go.
Breakfast, not all in one go. I try to get the biggest amount of my protein throughout the day.
Yeah.
In the morning, breakfast. I'll do 2 cups of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, half cup of cottage cheese.
Right.
And we're talking like 40, 50 already.
By the way, what's up with this?
Then you throw a shake in there, and we're up to almost 80 to 100.
Right.
Well, if I weigh 240, I only need another 140 grams for the day.
Right.
So you take 32 grams of protein in a chicken breast. Mm-hmm. Well, just eat 4 and you're done.
Yeah. And what's up with this whole thing that, at least I still think breakfast is important. People are like, no, you should skip breakfast, intermittent fasting. Like, what's up with these other things? Do you believe in those things?
No, I'm not an intermittent fasting guy.
Okay.
I can do it. I can go and not eat breakfast. But for me, because I'm not a morning training guy,
okay.
It's super individualized. I'll never say that fasting.
So there's pros and cons to everything?
There's pros and cons to everything. For guys who have a hard time, like a hard metabolism, then fasting and going out without food and working out, obviously you're going to burn fat, right? So it could be beneficial to some people. I've had clients, I have a few actually now who don't do breakfast, they fast. Does it work? Yeah. Are they okay with it? Yeah. So if it ain't broke, I'm not going to change it. Do I try to encourage him to get some meals in a little more? And does he? Yeah, from time to time. Fitness journey is like it's an imperfect journey. No day is going to be exact. No day is going to be perfect.
Right.
So if you hit your protein intake, obviously is number 1, which always should be number 1. That's why I cook mine first, so that way I know I have it with me. I can go and get carbs anywhere.
True.
Right? I can go to any takeout place and find carbohydrates. You can go to a Chinese place and get rice.
Right.
So if I don't have time, at least I know I have proteins in my bag.
Right.
For me, protein is key. It's the one that I'm going to make sure that I have with me all the time.
That's good.
Yeah.
So speaking of the book, sorry, I just wanted to ask him. Like he mentioned that. Yeah. So what's the story behind that? Because you mentioned that earlier. You know, I was like, okay, I'll get to that.
Right,
Yeah, what's up with this this book that you're talking about? Nikhil mentioned that too.
I get asked a lot about life experiences, my mindset.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like, I've kind of learned, I always say that my dad is like, he's like philosophical. Like he always has really good advice if I need it. He's the guy that I definitely go to for sure. But I've definitely learned over the years that I don't need to ask advice as much anymore because I've learned so much. Although if I do need it, he's always my go-to. Mm-hmm. If there's something that I'm really stuck at, I'll always ask him first. So thanks, Dad, for that. So I thought to myself, if I have all this like no quit attitude, and I was able in so many ways to change my mindset over the years, that I should do something. Like I've passed on all of my culinary knowledge to every cook that I've ever trained. And I've passed all my fitness and nutrition advice and knowledge to all of my clients that I've ever trained. But I've never had an avenue to share my mindset. So I thought...
It's like a legacy at this point.
Yeah.
Do you have a name in mind? Or is it still in the works?
Mindset.
That's what it's called?
Mindset.
Yeah, show the picture.
I'll show you the cover.
Is it out?
Not yet.
It's
okay.
the cover.
Okay.
You're showing.
I have the cover and some chapters done.
Do you have a timeline of when it's going to be out?
I'm hoping to go before Christmas.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, this year.
Sick. Damn.
And yes, I fixed that little hair. I couldn't help it.
You fixed it?
Since he only has it, should we show it to the camera?
Sorry,
We'll
Nick.
just post it on.
Okay,
I'll send you a
If you could
screenshot.
send it, yeah,
I'll send you a
awesome,
screenshot.
perfect.
Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot.
That's pretty sick, man.
Cool.
Zeddy looks like a wise owl.
Yeah.
A little more hip with the white glasses.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So,
awesome,
it was like an avenue for me to be able to pass on the knowledge that I've instilled into my brain that has made me successful.
Right.
That I could pass on. Like, I've been so fortunate enough that, you know, I've had this culinary career and I was able to pass on all that knowledge to my cooks. And they're all doing good things now. And then I had this, you know, I have this fitness thing and I have all that other knowledge. And I got to pass that along to all my clients. And when I, you know, went through this journey of changing my life, I had all this mindset change. So it was like, I need an avenue. I wanted to have another avenue so that I could pass all that down too. And I didn't know if I should, you know, do a podcast and just start reading or what. I just thought, I thought, well, I have a friend who put out a book and I know his background. So if he can do a book, God, I can do one for sure. So I just started to write down all of this things that I had in my head, and then I conglomerated it into chapters and little exercises for people, and then I broke those down into chapters, and then I took quotes that I've learned from and I put one of those in each chapter, and then eventually I was like, shit, this is a book. So now I'm just going to publish it at some point. So now I'm learning about, now I'm going to start the process of learning about publishing and being a publisher and how to publish a book. Because when I start the process of publishing the book, I want to make sure that, number one, I don't get shafted. I don't want to get ripped off. So I want to have as much knowledge about publishing as the publisher would, so that when we sit down, we're both on an even playing field in the same table. And I don't feel like I'm sitting in the high chair and he's the one with all the knowledge. So I have to find publishers that I could learn from, or if they would like to publish my book.
Yeah.
Oh, that would even be better.
Right. And you know, one thing that I would say also, because of course, like, I have no knowledge in this, but it'd be pretty sick if you could make that happen, is
there's no
audio.
if.
Do
There's
something
no
about...
ifs.
What?
It's gonna happen.
No, of course, you're gonna make it happen. But like, I don't know if you thought about like also doing an audiobook for this thing.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay,
did.
yeah.
Because that was my first thought. Was
Yeah,
like
that'd be pretty
podcast
sick.
or audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you once you post it, and if it's also like on Audible or something, and people could just listen to it while they're driving in your own narration,
my own duration.
that'd be like when like it's like it's like Tim's talking to you. That'd be pretty sick.
I'll give you guys the first glimpse. Well, actually, you get the second glimpse.
Okay.
I have a friend, and he got the first glimpse.
Are you showing us the audio?
I'm gonna know.
No, the book.
So read this quietly, or should we read this in the mic?
You can read this out in the mic. I'll let you can read.
Yeah, whatever you want, because no spoilers, right?
Yeah, we'll just read a paragraph.
Yeah.
So I'll let you read the first 2 paragraphs.
Here, you go first.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you read the
I'll
first
read
2
the second
paragraphs.
one.
Okay, so this is the book from Tim Fleming. It's called The Mindset. Will be out by Christmas.
Christmas, we're hoping. Yeah.
So, belief is the foundation of everything. Before any action, habit, or success, there is a thought. What you believe about yourself, your abilities, and the world around you dictates what you will attempt, how hard you will push, and whether you persevere when challenges arise. Persevere when challenges arise. Sorry. Bad at reading.
Think of belief as a lens through which you view reality. If your lens is clouded with doubt, fear, or negativity, everything you see will enforce those feelings. If your lens is clear and focused on possibility, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. In the words of Tim Fleming.
Thank you.
That's
So you
awesome,
wrote
man.
this
Yeah,
yourself,
thank you.
right? Like
Yeah.
a shadow writer.
No, I
That's
wrote it in my call it my old school hood lingo.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
I just kind of refined it and went back and refined it more and went back and refined it because I was like, not everybody grew up where I grew up.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that it's available for like the even the most common mind.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Thank you. It's definitely a big work.
No, we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah. I'm excitedly nervous.
Right.
I'm definitely not worried
Of course not.
or
stressed.
stressed. I think for the first time in a long time, once the book's done, and then it's like, okay, now I have to get it out there. I think that'll be a little bit of a stressful moment for me.
Right.
I don't think I'll stress on it too much.
But the main part's over. I mean, I get it. Like
The main
publishing and
part's
everything.
over.
Publishing and everything
Yeah.
is also a thing. But like, well, what are you going to publish if you don't have a book? Like you got the main
I
thing
got
out of
the
the
book.
way.
I got the book. Now it's just finding a publishing company or a publisher
Right.
that would publish the book.
Right.
And then
Yo,
it's
you
like,
could talk to Jody. Right.
Jody Barrett.
Yeah, she's published her book. You know, we could actually, get you linked up with one of our previous guests.
this is why this is the best podcast.
She's also like
This is why this is the best
Yeah.
podcast in Uganda, man.
Yeah. No, trust me. Yeah. So, big shout out to Jody Barrett.
Yeah.
Her book is called
Sure, it's Jody.
I Don't Do Vanilla. And she used to actually live in Regina. She is a kettlebell and kickboxing trainer.
Oh yeah,
So you probably would like like gel up pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
cool.
mean similar backgrounds and everything. And she's published her book. So yeah, we should get you to talk to
We
her.
should definitely link that up.
Yeah.
100%.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
man.
sure, for sure.
Hey, I like where this is going.
Yeah, me too.
Before
Making
Christmas.
connections.
Yeah, before Christmas.
I when they come out, I'm definitely gonna get like probably 10 pre-release.
Oh, cool.
Just so that I can get my hands on one. I want to
Yeah,
play with
yeah.
it. And then I'll sign some and I'll like give some away. So I'll put you to it.
No,
Please.
we'll buy.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's okay, man. I'll have to give you guys a couple. Don't worry about it. There's a couple others. Like obviously, my parents are going to get one. I have a couple friends here in Regina that are definitely going to get one. One for sure.
Right.
And
Hey, we can share one if you want. You can.
Yeah, you guys can share
we
one.
can share one.
yeah, and there's some couple other people around
Cool.
around the country that would definitely like to put one in their hands.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited about it.
No,
man.
yeah, like once you wrap it up,
it's something that I never like ever thought that I would ever like. I never thought that I would ever be able to like write a book.
Right.
I was never a good writer in general, and truthfully, I didn't even like English class. But
I hated it.
oh my god, man.
It's so difficult for no reason.
Yeah, so
it's like
difficult for no
Shakespearean
reason.
English. I'm like, what am I reading here?
Why? I already know the language. Like, why do I have to learn English?
I almost failed that class, which is I'm pissed off.
Yeah, it was so weird, man. But I just thought, like I said, like I had all this fitness knowledge, I had all this culinary knowledge, and then I managed over the years to gain all this mindset.
Right.
So it was like, man, I just want to be able to share that just as much as I've shared with everything else. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So let's just get these thoughts down on paper and see what happens. And there's lots of my little quotes are in there. You'll see them all throughout. Because I always have like little things that I say all the time.
Right.
Especially my dad's trust the process. That's actually in the book too.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm definitely pretty excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm super excited. I have a funny intuition feeling that it's gonna do pretty well. I think it's gonna.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna do really good.
Right.
I don't want to say that I think. Here we go, talking mindset again already.
Right.
Because and then we just read the belief.
Right. Manifesting.
Yeah.
Because you put in the work, right?
You put in the work, man.
So you know for a fact that the end result
is going to be good.
Yeah, even if it's like not exactly what you want. But in your case, if you have put in the work and you have done it,
yeah,
you know for a fact it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's a given, right? At that point.
It is a given at that point. Yeah. And you put in this much work into something, then it's definitely going to be a given. So but, yeah, I am excited.
How many years has this been like in process, or did you just happen?
This was like something clicked. Maybe 2018, 2019. It was the first time that my dad just said, "You got to trust the process, Tim." I was going through something. He just said, just trust the process. And I was like, okay.
7 years.
And I never really even took into account those words or even thought much of it. But then the more that I thought about it, then I was like, okay, yeah, you just have to trust the process. And I was like, God damn, like, what a smart thing to say.
Yeah.
And, my dad he's had his demons, like, most people have a few demons in their past and skeletons in their closet or whatever. So and he has a great mindset. He has that no quit thing too. He just doesn't know how to give up. I don't know if it's because he's stubborn and old like me or what the case is, but yeah, he was definitely an inspiration for this book because he has a lot of like philosophical quotes and things that he says and knowledge and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I could do something similar. But then where do I put it? Like, where do I put that knowledge at? Do I put it on paper? Do I put it on an audio book? Do I put it on a podcast? Do I put it on, what do I do with it? And then it was like, I'll just put it on paper for now. And then I'll just work on putting it all together. And somehow along the way, it just developed into this process of dividing these thoughts into categories and subcategories and then chapters, and this goes with that and that goes with this, and the next thing you know I was like, oh, I think this is the book, and lo and behold,
there it is.
The mindset is coming soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but it will be coming soon.
100%.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, Tim, we would love to do another episode with you. I think there's so much that we can talk about, and we can do like 10 episodes. Whatever,
we really could. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
Like yesterday, we were talking about how our whole life is just a podcast, right? Every time you're talking to somebody, it's like a podcast,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the podcast, we do a rapid fire round.
Oh yes.
And I was gonna ask you 3 questions. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
So the format is you have to answer in one word, but of course you can explain why.
Or one sentence.
It's really hard for me to say anything in one word.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, one word. Sure.
Okay. You wanna start us off?
Sure. So what's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Trust the process.
What's your favorite restaurant in Regina?
Willow.
Barbell? Oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I've tried their short rib.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh my
It's
God.
like the best short
It's
rib I've ever had.
one of the best ones I've ever had. Yeah. Yeah. The food down there is phenomenally good, for sure.
Awesome. So what's one thing that you didn't value in the past, but now in the present, you really do?
Time. For sure. It's super short. We only have so much. Somebody once told me, I talked to a gentleman a while back, and we were talking about how many years I had left, like of my, potential life. And he said, times that, divide that by 365, or times it by 365 or something like that. And it only equaled out to like 7,000 and some odd days. And I was like, dang, what?
Yeah, it's scary if you start doing the math behind shit. Yeah,
I did the math.
That's why I avoid it. I just get stressed out. I just get depressed. I'm like, there's no way I'm looking at that shit.
That threw me back.
Yeah.
Even when I still say it, I was like 7,000 and some odd. I think it was like 7,056 or something.
Yeah.
Or no, that's 356 in a day. I don't know. It was like 7,000 and change. And I just went, whoa, what?
Right.
That's all I got left? I mean, I'm like I'm 53. So you think the average male, not that I'm going anywhere. God, I'll be around for a long time. Yeah. Knock on mic and
We do a lot of episodes together.
Yeah, for sure. But he said, you take 365 and divide it by 20.
No, where's the 20 coming from?
Or like 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And I was just like, phew, it's not that many days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, time for sure.
Right.
Time
There
is
was
the
this
most-
visual that I saw, and basically you only have 4,000 weeks. Is that what it is? So 4,000 weeks, and there's
Of
this
life expectancy?
of life. Like if you take somebody who lives till 75 or I think
75, 80, yeah.
you only have 4,000 weeks, and there's this chart that you can get. So it's like
Oh, is that from
little boxes.
Stoicism? That's
I think it's
chart?
about
Yeah,
Stoicism.
yeah,
So
that's
there's a
Stoic chart.
lot of boxes in there, and okay, first week gone. So there's almost like if I'm 25, so I'm like 1/4 of my life gone.
Yeah.
And then if you see it that okay, this part is gone, I only have this much left.
And
It
that's
just hits you.
That's a quarter if you live to 100.
That's if you look
Yeah,
at
that's
100.
Quarter.
that's-
If you,
yeah.
So if you live to 100, it's a
Yeah.
quarter. So you
So it's
think there's
even more is gone.
even more is gone. More than a quarter of your life is gone already.
It's just we don't
You think
realize it.
the average male, I think in Canada now, lives to around 75, 80. So if you're 25, there's a third gone.
Yeah, third.
Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to-
Oh, it's all right.
He's gonna start crying.
There's the tissue.
Yeah, it's time. Time is the most valuable thing we have because you can't. It's the one piece of currency you can't. There's no refunds.
Nope.
There's no refunds on time. You can't catch it back in, and you don't get it back. So in anything that you do in your life that includes time, you've got to take every opportunity that you can to do whatever you can. Because if you don't, it'll never happen. The one thing that you find out, and I say this all the time, the one thing you find out about not doing anything is that it'll never happen. So time is the most expensive currency we have. If you've got time, just do it. Who cares, man? Doesn't matter what anybody says. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Doesn't matter what your mom thinks, your dad thinks, your brothers, your friends, your family. Now, want something? Just go do it. Because if you don't take the opportunity to do it now, time's going to go by and you won't. So time is the most valuable.
Okay. If you could make one rule that everybody in this world had to follow, what would that be?
Ooh, Nick. One rule that everybody had to be followed.
I think I see where this is going.
Be grateful.
Not what I was thinking.
Lifting weights?
I was gonna say don't quit.
Don't well,
quit.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be grateful and don't quit. Those are the two biggest. But be grateful. I think if you wake up in the morning and you're just grateful to be alive, your day's going to be fantastic. If you're not, then your day's going to be shit. But yeah, I'd say they're both up there. I mean, obviously, don't quit. Don't quit anything. The one thing you find out about quitting is that you'll never know, man. And I'm not the type of guy that I'm too much of I'm still, even at my age, I'm too much of a life sponge. I just want to learn so much more. So don't quit anything, ever. Because it's the one thing the one thing guaranteed about quitting is that you're never going to know what happened. It's the only guarantee. So if you quit something, good. There's one thing you're going to find out. is that you'll never know what could have happened. Go ahead and quit, man.
Yeah.
Besides your dad's quote, trust the process, what's the greatest quote you've ever heard that you've applied to your life?
That have applied, you have not because you ask not. For sure. If you don't ask, you'll never have. I ask him, but even ask yourself. If you don't ask, then you're never going to get it. You have to ask for things. You have to, if you're not going to ask, if you're not like a God believer or whatever kind of beliefs you have, or whoever it is that you believe in, that you ask things for, just ask yourself. Because he's the next most important person, I think. If you're going to ask anybody for anything and you don't ask him, then you should at least say to yourself, ask yourself for things. Because if you can't accommodate or provide for yourself, then what really are you ever going to get out of life? So I think if you're going to ask anybody for anything, ask yourself for sure.
So last and my favorite question. What are you most grateful for in your life?
I know you love that one. Pretty easy. My family and friends. For sure, hands down. My family, my friends, my health, my job, my life. Yeah.
There's just so much to be grateful for.
So I have so much to be grateful for, man.
And it's funny, it's these basic things. It's not even something too, like, of course, like, like parents, of course, you love them.
I'm so glad I got the Benz.
Yeah, like, it's nothing too extraordinary. It's like basic human beings.
Yeah. It's the one thing you should always be grateful for is your friends and your family. Because they define your life, I think. They say, look at the first 5 friends around you and you're going to find out what your life's like. I have great friends, so I have a great life. Right. I love my family, so I have a great life. So with my friends and family, always, super grateful.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tim. It's been an amazing conversation. We've had a lot of fun, learned a lot, and really excited for the book that's going to be coming out soon.
Thank you, man.
Before you leave, any final piece of advice you want to give to our viewers and listeners?
A piece of advice.
I know we've talked a lot about, the mindset and everything, but a parting word.
If you're going to do anything in life, do it 100%. Don't half-ass anything. Anything you do in life that you do halfway, you'll get halfway results. Anything that you do in life that you do full, you'll get full results. So if you're going to do anything in your life, do it all the way. Don't half-ass anything. It's just a waste.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tim. Excited to possibly shoot another podcast soon.
Yeah, possibly, for sure.
And
I'll be in touch.
Yeah,
well, of course,
I'll
you
hear
too.
from you tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on A Little Perspective.